I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
What do you suppose it could be?
Don't mind me. Just taking a quick breather, ain't I?
Set a broken arm, soothe a cough, settle a stomach. But there is no remedy for what happened in Eastpool. My talents are worthless in the face of such cruelty.
I'm watching.
Okay.
We can keep running, or we can walk through this door.
This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant, Ifrit. And there is nothing I can do to change that. It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true. Forgiveness and in turn salvation cannot begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Cid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their own terms? For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I saw were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, sprinkle fire and ice. This planet will just work.
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to sneak into the Imperial capital and pay a visit to Mother.
And pay a visit to Mother. Now, he could be talking about Clive's mother earlier at the capital. this is actually the first moment where you get a sense of how big these mother crystals are. Like, that is a huge castle. Like, this is a huge castle with like that from there to there is probably 300 feet. But this crystal is like 1,000 feet tall at its highest. This one is built like it's got like this really sharp decline that goes down this way. But it's huge.
And the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we will be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the Black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Oriflamme is that capital city. And this is the Emperor.
Your Radiance?
If it is fertile land the Empire requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the Crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think that...
It's just like, oh, it's easy enough. We need to just go capture the enemy territory.
If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you crones in a tea house without her citizens. We are but their servants.
All right. Sylvester Lesage, Emperor of the Holy Empire of Sembrek, who won his throne at least partially by virtue of his son Dion having awakened as the dominant of Bahamut. Council of Elders, yeah, we kind of get it. Crystalline Dominion is a kingdom to the south, where there's a mother crystal that is kind of like seen as like neutral ground. And he is just talking about invading their like neutral ground area like it's nothing. And this is the wasteful battle that he was referring to, where his son fought Odin in the sky and a bunch of soldiers died.
If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Griga.
Oh, God has decided that we need to attack the weak.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry. But how much will it cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs? Someone will have to contend with the Daleks.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do.
It's just like, it's just simple. We just attack the Peace Federation.
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Orther. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
Yeah.
As you command.
Heal yourself and get back out there into the battle. We need your help to fight the Peace Corps. Those evil bastards holding on to their land.
You mean to tell me that the Mother Crystals are the reason the world is dying? Are you mad?
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today. We've all seen it firsthand. Empty.
I wish I could cut to a map right now before he starts talking. But it's important to remember that this guy, let's see the mentions, leader of the hideaway and dominant of Rama, in his quest to make a world where bearers and dominants can die in their own terms, he unearthed the shocking truth that the mother crystals were the cause for the all-consuming blight. He makes plans to see the mothers fall, that Valisthea and her people might be saved. He was in Waloed. He's a Waloodi guy. So their entire continent has already fallen to the blight, and it still has mother crystals. Like, its mother crystal is still there. The blight didn't care about the mother crystal. It just tore it open anyway. But in his studies, he learned...
Where once were green meadows, land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer, until I saw it standing right in front of me. There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing. Alright, listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mined from the mother crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the mother crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that size. As to where it's all going, mind, well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the mother crystals...
Basically, what he's learned is that the crystals themselves don't really contain power. They just allow you to draw power from the world and turn it into magic. It's not... They're sold as if the crystals contain the power, so that the mother crystals are seen as this bountiful harvest of power that they can constantly have. But actually, the crystals are hollow vessels by which the ambient magic that's all around them all the time can just be funneled through.
Crystals.
Cool. So...
Fine. Their ether, a gift from the heavens. For centuries, nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
Sorry, I'm gonna pause a couple times because I want. These are the cutscenes that I play the game for, because it's like smart people in this setting talking about the shit that matters and why it matters. But basically, the mother crystals are absorbing all of the magic from the world, basically, and channeling it into something. It's like someone somewhere else is using the crystals to cast a giant spell.
The higher-ups? The gods themselves?
So now you want to do something about the crystals? And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the road. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying in a ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down in order to build us a new one, what say you? Are you with me?
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye. But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
Alright. Maybe there's a bit more of fun living in here before the literal hammer drops, but it does come soon.
Wanted to send a message, most likely.
But did she have to go so far?
It's all gone. The letter. No, 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 no. Oh, please, no.
You've lost a letter. Nothing too important, I hope.
Not just a letter. I lost everything. There's a hole in my damn pack, and fool that I am, I didn't bloody notice.
It can't be that bad, surely.
How could it be any worse? I'm a courier. I carry things. If I can't do my job right, then what am I good for? Nothing, that's what. I buggered it right up. That means no herbs for the infirmary, and no fresh meat for our cooking pots. Worst of all, that letter I lost? It was for Sid. A letter he's been waiting on for days.
Maybe if you retrace your steps.
I'd scour Storm from coast to coast if I could, but there are curse breakers in the field, counting on my arrival. No, I'll just have to own up to Otto and Sid. They're gonna skin me alive.
Fine. Tell me where to look.
Are you serious? Thank you.
It sounds like the hideaway could use those supplies. So, where should I start?
Gotan's bales, perhaps? I took a tumble in the bushes when I was passing through. There's a chance my pack might have caught on something. If you can find everything I dropped, you'll be doing us all a favor. And if you can find Sid's letter, you'll be saving my life.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Wonderful. Now, I have to run if I'm to make my next delivery in time. I trust you can find your way to Gotan's bales. Oh, and hurry, will you? Sid doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I'm sure he doesn't. The letter won't last very long out in the elements. I should make for Sanbreque as soon as I can.
What happened? Is everything all right?
No. No, it's not.
I see I'm busy here. What do you want?
Should last you a good while. Not bad, if I do say so myself. That it? Fine.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier.
Clive, was it?
Take a seat, Clive. I'll fetch you a bowl of brown. Young and so many uses.
Good day. Or... I have quite the find for you today.
Okay. An international pact made at the dawn of the present era, in which matters such as treatment of bearers and the establishment of realm-wide currency were laid out. It formed the basis of much of Velastian society as it stands today, including the branding of bearers and their status as non-persons. It also put in place a universal calendar, marking the symbolic fresh start of mankind, albeit one which put magic users at a crippling disadvantage. Fear and uncertainty reigned in those early years following the sins of Zemeckis. Not wanting to further incur wrath of the heavens, the few who survived the fall took to wandering the land, spurning magic and staying to the shadows, and so they lived for decades. One man, however, grew tired of this life, if it could be called that, and after bidding his companions farewell, climbed a grassy knoll overlooking the forest of beech and alder. Here he gathered a pile of rubble and used it to build a humble shelter, in which he spent the night. The next morning, however, instead of abandoning his work, as was his people's wont, he gathered more rocks, adding to the structure until his shelter had become a shack. This he continued for days, weeks, until the shack had become a home. At first, those few wanderers who passed the knoll would shun him, cursing a man underneath their breath for his hubris, but as his estate grew, the one building became 2 and 3. The people began to slow their steps, and it was not long before some took to joining him in that knoll, gathering stones, building new lives, new destinies. They did without magics or machines, without boon or blessing. They relied on naught but their hands, their backs, their wills, and each other, and slowly house gave way to village, village to town, and town to nation. The man would one day die, as all men do, but those who remained continued his legacy, expanded upon it, and though his name was eventually forgotten, his spirit lives in the heart of Rosarians. That was apparently a parable about the first Rosarian.
If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it.
Though the people of Velastia rely on the Mother Crystals mined from the top of these mountains for their everyday lives and flock to the aether-rich lands around them in pursuit of blessing, Sid posits that it is in fact the Mother Crystals and their ability to draw ether from the earth that is the reason for the Deadlands' advance. The few who learn the truth are hunted down by those in positions of power, those whose power rests on their control of this crucial resource. Drake's Head, a mother crystal situated in the Sea of Grace in the northern Sambrek. Drake's Head towers over the holy capital of Oriflame, its mighty form a testament to the power and permanence of the Empire. However, mysterious ether floods and the specter of the ever-encroaching blight have led to some in power that call for that permanence into question. Yeah, jerk hole that is jerk. Yeah. Yep, terrible jerks, got it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, he's pretty pissed. Kupka's awakening as the dominant of the icon of Titan thrust him into the forefront of Dhalmekian politics, winning him influence over both the Republic's armies and its policymaking, as well as a personal fortune. His greatest treasure, however, was always Benedicta Harmon, so when a servant of Waloed informed him that his love had been slain by Cid, his fury toward the outlaw and his allies knew no bounds. So, it's a servant of Waloed who had the box. So, it was Barnabas? I really want to know what Cid did with Benedicta's corpse. Like, did Cid, stick a head in a box and send it to Kupka to, piss him off? Because that's a really dumb move that I don't think Cid did. But I don't think the game... I don't think the game... I'll have to pay attention to see if it actually does, and I'm just being dumb. Firstborn son, Mr. Bahamut. Yeah, they fought in Belinus Tor. Got it. Kenneth. Yeah. Chef. Yeah. Bernard. Looks just like Kenneth, but is a carpenter and is not branded. Seriously, they could be the same person. Maybe I just have same person face syndrome. Like, this guy definitely doesn't look like this guy, but this guy looks remarkably similar to this guy. But could also just be the pose. Alright, this guy's remaining dead. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, alright. Definitely want to keep an eye on this, because I think Clive has mostly just accepted that this guy was just, he I don't know, does he even remember who he is? Does he think that guy even exists, even though they saw him? They both saw him, they all have seen him. The fucking dog saw him. Yeah, got it. Purge of Eastpool, yeah, that sucked. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Whiteworm Castle. 5 cardinals. Senior statesmen that make up the highest. Okay. That's why they're the Holy Empire, I suppose. The Hanged Man. Quentin's Tavern in Lostwing. Okay, got it. Eye of the Tempest. Belinus Tor. This is much easier to navigate once you actually get a proper spy on your employment that can organize it properly and give you maps and timelines, and it's quite interesting. But at the beginning it's just kind of presented as an old man giving random stories. Yeah, bandits, Strait of Alpha, narrow channel, to the north of the crystalline dominion that separates the continents of Storm and Ash. Okay, cool. Got it. Gregorian Church, state religion of the Holy Empire of Sanbreque, whose followers worship the goddess Greagor as the one true deity. At the church's head stands the Holy Emperor, voted into office by his fellow cardinals, basically a pope. Supposedly they're equal, though this is widely considered a convenient fiction. The followers of Greagor worship dragons as sacred servants of the goddess. Crystalline Orthodox. Dedicated to the worship of mother crystals. Its priesthood enjoyed great power, but the patriarch, leader, and chief shepherd of the faithful is the most powerful of all. Okay. Bearer. Turned to stone, yep. Branded soldiers. Mysterious ceramic tablet that stands in the hideaway. Of similar construction to the other relics of the fallen, it's seemingly not part of the airships proper. Its imposing appearance suggests some important function that has been lost to time. Whatever strange secrets lie within it, it seems to react to Clive's presence and urges him to unlock his hidden potential. Airship. Legend has it that the people of the Fallen once sailed through the skies in the belly of the ships. Fallen. The ship's land had crashed into the ground at some point and have left behind their ruins. Identifying them as something other than human. Newborn babies are checked at birth, those who are found to be bearers being branded and taken into the custody of the state. Rarely, bearers evade this test. Ultima's thralls. Ha! It's the first time that it's mentioned Ultima at all. I think that's probably a mistake. Probably should not be called Ultima's thralls right now. Rosarian National Anthem. Beastmen, got it. Bard, shitty, got it. Marks, emblems that they distribute in their circle of trust. Orchestrarian. Moss the Chronicler, a scholar of Valestian history noted not only for his singular insight, but for the lyricism of his writing, and exceptionalism that earned him the enmity of his fellow scholars and drove him from public life. Such were the misgivings towards him that only a handful of copies of the journal were ever produced, making the tome a prized find among collectors. Okay. I missed one? There. Oh, one more. Ancient mural. Yeah. And bestiary. Antelope, bighorn, cray claw, megalo crab. Bombs, floating masses of self-contained flame found across both Storm and Ash. Adamantoids, Iron Giant, and that's it. Whew, okay.
Everything you needed?
Yeah, for real. Learned more than I wanted to. Thank you.
Miss Molly?
I don't know. You could rinse and chop these greens for the stew, I suppose. Clive, was it?
The courier said his pack might have split while he was passing through the bales. I better keep my eyes open. Good. Looks like I'm in the right area. More of the lost supplies. I doubt he could have fit much more in his pack. Still no sign of Sid's letter, though. This far, might as well ask around.
You like that, don't you?
A little overdressed to be picking grapes, aren't you? Are you here for Master Quentin?
I'm looking for a letter someone dropped nearby. I don't suppose you've seen it.
Can't say I have, sorry.
Well, if you do...
Wait, I did pass a dog with something in its mouth a little while back. Could have been a piece of paper. No idea if it was your letter, but you never know.
Which way did it go?
Towards Lostwing? Seemed well looked after to me. Dare say someone there's been feeding it.
To the village, then. Thank you.
I'll have you know, manning the village entry is no small task. There's plenty of unsavoury sorts in these parts looking to get their food.
Back, are ya? Did Master Quentin summon ya? The shad's all salted and smoked, but it'll be an age before the stink's gone from her skirts.
But at least you'll have the Grimalkins to keep you.
It seems we have a culprit. Sorry, boy.
The
Someone's
sick looking
waiting for
dog.
And he's waited long enough already. Hopefully this will keep our courier out of trouble.
Maybe I should just own up to Otto and... Oh, there you are. I just got back to the hideaway and thankfully Otto hasn't seen me yet. I don't suppose you,
Found the things you dropped. I did.
I was so sure they'd be gone. And the letter?
Only a little worse for wear.
No more skulking about in the shadows for me, then. And all thanks to you. Losing those supplies was one thing, but if Sid had found out about that letter...
Is it about Cursebreaker business?
If only. It's from his daughter. She's off studying in Canver, and her letters are all that keeps Sid sane while she's away.
He never mentioned a daughter.
Well, he's a busy man. And thanks to you, he won't be wasting his time smiting careless couriers with levin boats. So I'd say you did us both a service. Here, for your troubles. If there's anything you're wanting from Sid, today's the day. He'll be sweet as honey once he gets his hands on this.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
He's never this late. Where are you, Randall?
Is everything all right?
Forgive me, young man. I was in a world of my own. I'm worried about my friend, you see. He left some time ago and hasn't returned. And you know what it's like out there for a bearer on his own.
Why leave the safety of the hideaway?
For coin. Sad though it is, our need outweighs the risk. The hideaway can't survive on goodwill alone. And though Karen does what she can, her coffers aren't bottomless. Wait, you were a soldier, were you not? In the Imperial Army?
I was.
Then I ask a favour of you. I'm too old to be traipsing hither and yon. Will you go and find him for me?
I'll do what I can.
Oh, thank you.
Clive has a
Can you tell me about your
pathological
friend?
need to help
His name
people.
is Randall, and I suspect you'll find him in Lostwing. He's been working for Quinton, the tavern keeper. He'll know something, I'm sure.
I'll speak to him.
Safe travels, my friend. And thank you again.
That'll be enough for today.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing off to the vineyard to see the lad?
You haven't much, but you're free to look. Yeah, that'll fetch a good price. Here's what we agreed on. Yeah, that'll fetch a good price. Could never have too many. Yeah, that'll fetch a good price. Here's what we agreed on. You're always welcome here in Lostwing.
Sun's setting fast. They'll all be back from the vineyard soon.
Ah, if it isn't Sid's young protege. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I'm looking for a bearer called Randall. I hear he's been coming to you for work. He was expected back at the hideaway some time ago. A friend of his asked me to check on him.
Randall, you say? The porter? Yes, I know him. And I can't say I'm surprised if he has been delayed. I gave him enough to do. Though, thinking about it, he should probably have been back by now.
I'll go and look for him. Where was he headed?
He was to meet an associate of mine to the south of here, on Lorbert's Pass. I do hope nothing's happened to him. Be sure to let me know, Clive.
Can I have another cup, Daddy?
There'll be none left for me.
You all right?
The hanged man. Thank the gods. You're one of us. We were attacked. Beastmen on the road. Randall knew he didn't play the hero, but reckless sod insisted on drawing him off.
Where did this happen?
Further down the road. In the clearing. Please. You have to see that he's safe.
I'll do what I can. You go back to Lostwing and tell Quentin what happened. Goblins. Why am I not surprised?
There, boy! Don't let them get away! Sick of Get him, boy! Sick of
Well, damn.
Sorry, Randall. Looks like I was too late. He doesn't deserve to rot by the roadside. I'll speak to Quentin.
Ah, there you are. My man told me what happened. And? I can't help but notice you're alone. Damn it. I feared as much.
He's not far from the South Gate. I trust you'll do right by him.
Of course. I'll send someone right away. I knew he was brave, though I didn't know he was reckless. Poor fool.
Had you known him long?
A while. I liked the fact that he didn't shy away from dangerous work, and he liked what I paid.
Because it helped keep the hideaway afloat.
I'll tell Sid what happened here. I expect he'll be none too pleased to learn of Randall's fate. And I suppose you're none too happy either. For your trouble.
So what god's-forsaken corner of the realm is Cid dragging you off to this time?
Oriflamme.
The holy capital. And what business would you lot have in... On second thoughts, I don't want to know. Speaking of Oriflamme, I hear the trading routes leading south have seen more than double the usual traffic. If you ask me, summat foul's brewing, and it ain't as borbile tea. Just go and see Otto, will ya?
All right.
I heard Otto barking at his lot earlier. Didn't sound happy.
So you're really going through with it? Sid's been talking about bringing down a mother crystal since I've known him. But that's all it's ever been. Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment. Seems the hiding the royalists gave him wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again. This time, due south.
Another war.
All as the great Grieger wills it. Bloodthirsty little miss, that one. That's God's for you, innit? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines, and at home. With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded ne'er-do-wells could melt into the back alleys of Oriflamme. No trouble. It's making it to the capital that's the problem.
The checkpoint.
That's right. Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you, I might just know of a way.
This?
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dame. And it's the Dame who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send the stylus in the morning. Let her know you're coming. We go way back. And she's a true friend of the cause. I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but... who is this Dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress of Northreach's foremost house of ill repute. The Vale. And she's quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
A woman? Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
Alliance reports unlocked. Better organization for side quests, basically.
I suppose that's everything. Now to find Gav.
Oh, you're the new lad, aren't you? Goat at your service. Well, at the Hideaway service anyway. Otto's put me in charge of reading through the reports sent in by our allies and picking out any problems that might warrant the attention of the Curse Breakers. Or any other willing volunteers. And there's no shortage of problems, I can tell you. Or maybe I don't have to. I'll warrant a strapping lad like you's got people begging him for help wherever you go. Anyway, if you're ever interested in taking a look over the list, just say the word. Reckon you could probably tick off the odd thing here and there. They say little acts of kindness are their own reward. But if that ain't enough, these have got proper bounties on them and all. Me? The way I see it. So, what'd you say? Quick look.
Martha's Rest and Lost Wing.
Always something in there.
Well, 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 someone's in a hurry.
Just following orders.
Funny, I never took you for the type.
Can't all be as obedient as you, Gav.
Eh?
Fine day for a little mischief, wouldn't you say?
Is this all of us?
Actually, Gav won't be coming.
Just the three of us, then?
Drakeshead is the keystone of the Empire. Oriflamme's in chaos, yes, but that doesn't mean we can march an army through her gates. The fewer our numbers, the better our chances of going unnoticed.
I probably should have done those quests before I talked to Gav.
Cid, I don't know if I can. Ifrit still seems to come and go as he pleases.
Ordinarily, primary and icon comes naturally to a dominance. But then, you are no ordinary dominance.
Well, he's still got the blessing of the Phoenix, doesn't he?
Not to mention what he sucked out of Garuda. And did I ever tell you about how he was once the greatest shield in Rosaria? You know, I reckon he could probably cut us a path out of the capital on his own if need be.
Let's try not to find out.
We're less likely to be spotted if we travel separately. I'll meet you in Northreach in a few days.
Okay. That probably means I'm fine.
You two behave now.
It's done for.
What are you after? Much obliged. Thanks very much. Very well.
I've seen your face before. You're a friend of Martha's. Help us, I beg you.
Help you with what?
Bandits in the Golden Stables. They're waving their swords around. I think they're gonna kill someone. When I saw what was happening, I slipped out the back. I should have stayed, but... Oh, please help them.
All right. I'll see to your problem.
Thank you.
How many were there?
I was out of the door too fast to count. They looked a nasty bunch, though. Be careful in there, all right?
Ha! Golden Stables, my ass. All Martha's hiding back here is coppers. Oh, that's a fine sword, friend. Heavy, though, I expect. What say we relieve you of it? Get him, lads. I want that blade.
Let's get this over with.
Keep your distance. That's enough.
I'll be keeping my blade, thank you.
There he is. The hero of the Golden Stables.
People will think twice about pushing us around again, thanks to you. We're lucky you were nearby. No good cowards wouldn't have dared set foot in the place if I'd been here, of course.
But you weren't. I thought you told me you had someone watching the place.
The Blood Axes keep an eye on the tavern, yeah. When they're not busy keeping the peace, that is. I've spread them as thin as they'll go. The Empire might be in charge, but that don't mean they care to keep us safe. If it weren't for the Blood Axes and me, merchants won't come near these lands for fear of what might happen to them.
I see. Then you do Rosaria a great service.
Just as you did today. You're a useful man to have around. Here.
And there'll be a mug of something tasty waiting for you whenever you next stop by.
Right, we've got work to do for to make this place presentable. You best be going, before I arm you with a mop.
There he is, the man of the hour. You're the one who saw off the bandits, aren't you? Martha was singing your praises. Takes a brave man to march into danger out of the goodness of his heart. You have my respect.
A Rosarian salute.
Oh, what is it they say? Old habits die hard. I trust you won't be reporting me to the Viceroy. If we'd had a few more like you about, perhaps the Rosfields might still... Listen to me rambling on. Thank you again, and, take care of yourself.
So, we're meeting in Northreach. And will I find Sid and Jill before this dame finds me?
Ah, you're Sid's man, if I'm not mistaken. Couldn't trouble you for some assistance, could I?
That depends. What do you need?
Some new bearers from Oriflamme just arrived, and it cost Master Quinton a pretty penny to convince their owner to part with them. Man must have been a bloody tyrant. I can't get a peep out of them, try as I might.
They're probably terrified of you.
You're probably right. Dare say it'd take a bearer like yourself to open them up. So, will you have a word with them? Help them settle in?
Oh no! Someone asked me to do a thing. Okay.
I can try.
That'll do me.
Clive just cannot say no to a side quest. Anybody asks him for any kind of favor, he just is like,
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Taking a long overdue breather, looks like.
I wonder which of these quests are worth actually skipping versus which are worth actually doing. I'm not sure. It all just kind of feeds into the whole world building, so they're all worth doing.
Is there anything
mostly?
You're safe here. They don't punish people like us for speaking our minds.
Truly. I'm hungry. My sister too, we're starving.
Wait here. I'll fetch you something from the tavern.
Thank you.
I won't be long. You stay here and rest.
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing off to the vineyard to see?
I suppose I have a moment. What is that?
Be right back. Kitchen bitch time.
Okay.
When I arrived... Yet...
Now that she's lost much of her fertile farmland in the east to the Blight, the Empire leans heavily on the fields of the Royal Meadows to feed her citizens. How many harvests remain before we're forced to look elsewhere for sustenance?
Now, if you don't mind, I have work to do.
I'll have 2 plates of whatever you're serving.
Sorry. We've enough mouths of our own to feed without tending to the wants of outsiders.
It's not for me. It's for some new arrivals.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't see the mark. So you're a comrade. Well, in that case, you may have whatever you require. Take all the bread and wine you want.
That's really all it takes. One look at the innkeeper's mark.
Of course it is. I do as Master Quinton commands, as do we all. And Master Quinton commands that none of his favoured guests be left wanting. Well, don't keep our new comrades waiting. Take what you need and see that they eat their fill.
Bread and wine. Hopefully this will be enough.
Yeah, that's how picking up items and interacting with items should be. Just like that. It's good enough.
Brother, did you see?
Alright.
That bear.
Yeah. Bread and wine from the tavern.
May we? Truly? Such plenty. Never in all my days.
Brother, this place is like a dream. We sat and no one shouted. We ate and more was offered.
I know. I can't believe it.
You're free now. And the next time you're hungry, you need only ask to be fed.
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
What happens to us now?
But how did the grocer know his daughter had been stealing off to the vineyard to see the lad?
There were purple handprints all over her skirts.
Master Quinton will never forgive me if I don't save that crop. I want no trouble. Wait, that's... Oh, glory to Griga. You were the hanged man. I took you for a rogue. If you're a friend of Master Quinton's, then perhaps you'll help me. His vineyard, Lostwing's pride and joy, has been beset by a plague of giant wasps.
And you need someone to solve your pest problem.
I do indeed. I've never seen them so far from the forest, nor so mean for that matter. I suppose the smell's got them worked up. And little wonder. This'll be the finest crop we've ever known if the fiends don't eat it first. I tried chasing them off myself, but they won't flee from the likes of me. And if I don't bring those grapes in for pressing soon, Master Quinton will have my guts for garters. You look like you can handle that blade of yours. Will you put it to use for a comrade in need? Please, rid us of these wasps so I can be about my business.
All right. I'll see to it.
Oh, thank you. You'll find them over at Gotan's Bales on the edge of town. And hurry, Lostwing needs those grapes.
Rejoice, my children, for we are the chosen. Blessed with the everlasting grace of the goddess.
That must be the vineyard. A few wasps shouldn't give me too much trouble.
It's over. You're finished. Sick of Torgal. Over here. That's enough. You know what to do, boy. Get him. Get him, boy! Give them all you've got, boy! Get him!
Looks like that was the last of them. I'd better let Quinton's man. Those wasps won't be interfering with your harvest anymore.
Oh, thank you. Master Quinton would have had my head if I'd lost the crop. I'd say you've earned a reward. Our Gotan Rouge fetches a handsome price among the rich and powerful of the realm. We use that money to keep our comrades fed and imperial wolves from our door. The vineyards were Master Quinton's idea. He wanted to give bearers a place to work, a place where they'd be safe.
Well, he certainly seems to have done that here. I'm glad I could help.
I'll see that he hears of your kindness. And once this vintage is ripe for drinking, there'll be a glass or two raised in your honour.
Not this time.
There. North. The soldiers used to speak of a brothel. But that was north of the checkpoint. I hope the dame has friends in the south. A moment, my lady.
A moment? I doubt you could afford even that much of my time. Branded.
My mistake.
No, mine. Upon reflection, you don't have the scent of a branded about you. The flowers. Otto always did know how to please me. More than Sid ever did anyway. Do you think you could please me, Clive?
You're the dame.
Let us leave such impersonal titles to my less preferred clientele. You can call me Isabel. Otto assured me I could trust you. I can trust you, can't I?
You can trust me, yes, but why would you?
Help you? Because that's what we do. Long ago, Sid did me a kindness when no one else would. I have never forgotten that. Without it, I would not be where I am today. And so, I make it a point to do the same whenever possible. Which brings us here. To the final obstacle between you and whatever it is you seek in the holy capital. I fear the guards are not likely to let a masterless bearer pass unmolested. Unless... Unless, of course, his master deigned to appear. Yes, that will do nicely. But...
Proprietress of the Vale, Northreach's foremost house of ill repute.
I'll expect a favor in return.
Wait, what?
Alright, I'm going to take a break for now.